How's it going, everyone? It's Ryan Delgado, and welcome to my studio. Yes, this is still my studio. I know I'm coming to you from a different angle. Usually I'm sitting right over here at my drawing desk, but let me tell you what I did here. Last week I was watching this video on YouTube by another artist. His name is Andrew Tischler. And when you get a chance, by the way, go ahead and check out his channel. He's got some really cool stuff to share. But anyway, one of the videos I was watching was how he sets up his studio space and organizes it. And it just so happens that he has kind of a small, limited amount of space to work with. And so one of the things that he was sharing was how to effectively set up your space, especially if you're an artist like myself who also has a small space to work with. And one of the things he was saying was how important it is, especially if you have a small space, but how important it is to set up as many what he calls functional zones as possible. And basically what that means is you want each area of your studio to have a particular useful function. You don't want any space to go to waste, because your studio should serve as a useful place, a place of productivity, and each area of your studio, each functional zone of your studio, should help to inspire that productivity. Anyway, as he was kind of talking about this in the video, I was looking over at my at this corner of my studio, and I had this kind of disgusted look on my face, because this is one of those areas of my studio that was going to waste. I have this desk that sits here, and it's been sitting here for a long time, and up until now this desk has really not had any function whatsoever other than a storage place for all of my junk and clutter. And that's pretty much it. Like, if I had something I didn't know where else to put it, I would just throw it here on the desk. And so over time that kind of accumulates, and this corner of my studio was just looking ugly and just messy. So after watching this video, I felt inspired to finally getting around to clearing this desk off and actually reorganizing it and setting it up as a new functional work zone for myself. And so that's what I did. So now I have my drawing desk, I got my easel behind me, and now I have this desk where I can do multiple things. I've set up my laptop here, I got my speakers, my camera of course, and then my brushes and another lamp that sits here. Those things have always been sitting here. I just kind of kept those here. But everything else I just cleared off, and voila, I got a new workspace here, which is kind of nice. I even cleared out a little space here on the floor so that I can actually sit here. I've evicted all the spiders that used to live here in this corner, and I've got my window that sits that's right next to this. And best of all, my friends, is that my coffee is within arm's reach. You gotta love that. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Also, the other thing I wanted to share is I wanted to bring back this conversation that I had a while back with you guys about inspiration. Because I'm in a place right now, I'm in a spot right now where this kind of applies once again. And I'm sure this is a spot where many artists out there have also been before. And that is, I just finished a painting, and I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm ready to move on to something completely new, where I'm ready to just start a new project. You know, I've done quite a few of these paintings in this series of just, you know, they're figurative paintings, and I'm ready to go on to something else. I want to start something new, something fresh, and I'm not sure what that is. And so I am kind of stuck stuck here. Not horribly, like I don't have full-on painter's block right now, but I'm in a position where I'm kind of transitioning, or at least wanting to transition out of this painting series and into something new. And the problem is I'm not sure what that's going to be. And so the danger of this situation is that painter's block thing, of just kind of sitting around waiting to be inspired by something before I start something new. The reason that is such a dangerous place to be in is because what I said previously in that video on inspiration, if you go way back, is if we're just sitting around waiting to be inspired, waiting to have that spark that lets us know what our next project is going to be, chances are we're going to be waiting for a long time. We have no idea when that spark of inspiration is going to come if we're just sitting around waiting for it to come. And so that's why I said it's really important when you're in a situation like this, like the one I'm in right now, to stay productive on something, to work on something. It doesn't even matter what it is. It may have nothing to do with what you want your next project to be. It may be as simple as grabbing a sketchbook, going outside, and drawing a tree. It may be as simple as grabbing one of your art history books, opening it up, and doing a master copy from one of the images that are in there, or just grabbing one of your books and just reading it. Inspiration comes from all sorts of different places, and if we're not seeking it, then chances are it's going to be a long time before we ever find it. You never know when that spark is going to come. And so in the meantime, it is so important and very essential to be working on something. That's where I am right now. I don't know where I'm going next. I don't know what my next project is going to be, but I have a number of things that I could be doing and that I'm going to be doing. Such as doing small works, doing small oil sketches, grabbing my sketchbook and just sketching things, going outside, doing whatever. I can't tell you how many times just being productive like that has led to that spark of inspiration that leads me into my next big project. Like I said, you never know where it's going to come from. So one of the things I wanted to share with you guys is a few weeks ago I went to Half Price Books, and if you've never been there, you should really go check it out. I'm kind of a noob when it comes to Half Price Books. I've only been there a couple of times, but I went there to kind of sell some old books to them. And then I went there again to get some books. And one of the books that I found, and this is the great thing, is that you can find rarities at Half Price Books. And one of the things I found was, I'm sure, going to be at some point a source of inspiration for me. And let me show you what it is. It's this book from the Florence Academy of Art. And it's just a 25-year retrospective of works and by students and by faculty, and just kind of the Florence Academy of Art story. That's basically what this book is. And there are all sorts of different images of paintings by some of these artists. Here's a highlight of Michael John Angel, who's the founder of Angel Academy of Art, but all sorts of just sample works from all these artists that are involved in some way with the Florence Academy, whether they were students or faculty or students who became faculty. There's just a lot here to be inspired by. whether it's these artists' stories or their work itself. So lots of great stuff in this book. And this can only be acquired through the Florence Academy of Art. If you go to the Florence Academy of Art's website, that's the only place where you can get this book, unless you just happen to find it at half-price books for, how much was it? I think $7. Or you can buy it from Florence Academy for $50. So that's one of the great finds, I think, of my life at any bookstore, is this guy right here. And I got a couple of other books while I was there. One on Titian, because I don't have any books on Titian for whatever reason. I have maybe one. So I got this other kind of a rare book that I think has a value of like $75, and I got it for $10. So I'm definitely a fan of half-price books now. If you can find some good art books there, sometimes that's kind of hard to do. But if you can go to a half-price books and they have a decent art section, then score. But anyway, this can definitely be another source of inspiration to help me move into my next project, whatever it's going to be. Just by simply doing copies of paintings that are in this book, just doing little copies or sketches in my sketchbook. Obviously nothing to sell, but just working on something and being productive and constantly improving in your skill is another thing that's really important. So I just wanted to share that with you guys to let you know where I am creatively, professionally. And by the way, I wanted to update you on one of the shows that I applied for. It's called State of the Arts Juried Exhibition, the one that I mentioned that's in Prairie Village, Kansas. I have been accepted into that show with one painting, and it's sitting over there. But I'm really excited about that. Hopefully it goes well. Like I said, it's a juried exhibition, so there will be some awards involved. I have no expectations whatsoever when it comes to that sort of thing. I can just only hope that for the best. But anyway, I wanted to update you guys on that. I am headed to Fredericksburg, Texas here in a couple of weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. So I'm really excited about that. And then the show up in Parkville, Missouri, the Small Works show, I still have yet to hear from them on that, but I will be hearing from them next week, or at least I should be. So I'll be sure to update you guys on that. But anyway, I wanted to show you this painting as well, because in my last video I showed you kind of the structure of it, the messy kind of underpainting of it. And if you remember that, or if you don't remember that, go back to that video and check it out. But I wanted to show you the finished product as well, so let's check that out. Okay, so before we check out that painting that I just finished, I wanted to share this one. This is the one that's going to Prairie Village here in a couple of weeks. So just wanted to let you know which one is going. This is a painting from last year that I did. It's called Soar, and it's inspired from the verse in Isaiah 40:31, and it's one of those paintings that even I kind of underappreciate this one. I haven't really shown this painting very much at any galleries or any shows at all, but hopefully this is gonna be a good show. So anyway, let's go ahead and check out the painting that I just finished. Alright, so here it is. Here's the finished painting. I just finished it today, so it's pretty fresh. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the end result of the mess that I had on here before in my previous video. But hope you guys like it. It's certainly one of my favorites in this series of paintings that I've been doing. But yeah, that's it. And looking forward to where this painting ends up. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. So until then, take care and God bless you all.